Yes. All right, night 5. We're going to go back to intro to the leash. Try that again. Last night wasn't as successful as I had hoped. And we're going to see where we end up tonight. We'll just start off with the regular stuff. And we'll try to keep it short and sweet. Really get into the leash work right away. We'll start off with let's go to warm up. Let's go. Come in. Come. Sit. Yes. Sit. Yes. Good boy. Work right away on separation. Good. So all these things you can work on every night. Just little tidbits. Trying to get further away. Good. Good. Down. Down. Yes. Good. Good. Eventually you're going to work this up to where you can go in the other room, work it that way, get out of sight, build more distance, sit on the couch, anything to keep him in that place. We can also introduce a cot, which we may do here in a few more weeks as he matures a little more. Good. Where you start building that place and keep him in that space indefinitely until you cut him loose. Sit. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Okay. Come. Come. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, come, sit. Try to incorporate come into what we're working on, especially when he's in that down command. Might have to use let's go for a little bit and then change the wording to come. Come. If he doesn't do it like this, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. 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 Sit. Sit. Yes. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Yes. Sit. Yes. Good boy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hold. Ah. Hold. Ah. Hold. Yes. Good boy. Let's go. Come here. Hold. Yes. So he did it on his own there. Just working the little things. You can mix it up every night. Doesn't have to be the same routine. Down. Change it from standing to down, standing to sit, down to sit. Come on. Psst. Come on. Use your body to change his body. You can get in closer. It'll bring him up. Come. Hold. Ah. 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 No. No. Yes. Just working on little things. So I'm going to do some of that stuff on my own off camera since a lot of that's pretty redundant. You can kind of see what we're doing. It's coming quicker. It's moving faster. Just trying to create those moments to mix it up so he'll do it from any position. I'm going to go right into heel and then get into the leash work, which is what we really needed to work on last night. Heel. Come on, come on, come on. You can start lifting your hand up a little bit away from him, so he has to work a little harder. Then bring it down, bring it up here, bring it down. Start to create some separation from you, so he doesn't have to be baited all the time to convince him to come. Sit. Yes, good boy. We can work on down from the side, down, down. Ideally pushing him back into place. So I really don't want to see him going down forward. I want to see him coming from here and moving back into his down. Yes. And we can bring him back up into a sit. Yes. Just little things from different positions. This will be nice for when you're on leash. You can put him down, he'll go down. And sit is obviously going to be his default. So we'll move it over. We'll try to put the leash on him tonight. Last night he wasn't a fan. Try to do it a little differently tonight since it was a little more, good boy, Wasn't too into it yesterday, so I'm gonna just make it a new experience. Yes, come here. Good boy. Not sure why he doesn't like the leash. Maybe it smells, who knows. But come here. Come. Still not too fond of it. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Come here. Come. Good boy. Come here. Really not digging the leash at all, which is new to me, but we'll work through it. Come here. Come. Shh. Come here. So I'm really not going to let it drop down. We're still working on him, trying to get used to coming in on the leash. Come here, bud. Come here. So I'm going to get him in close range. We're just going to let the leash be. Start feeding him. Let's go back into obedience. So these are the reason I do these videos, so you can see how I have to overcome. It's not all easy. You know, it's not all the same with every pup. Some pups I've done this with, they don't even care about the leash, and that's typically how it goes. But in this case, we've got something different to deal with, so we're gonna work through it. He doesn't like it. It's obviously changed. You can see his body position has changed. His ears are back. He's staring at it. But we're gonna work through some of these commands just with him sitting here, not force feeding it. And maybe this is all we get out of him tonight, but we're gonna work through it. Down. Come on. I mean, he's really thinking hard about that leash. Down. He doesn't understand what it's there for. Probably thinks it's gonna bite him. Come on, buddy. Here. Good boy. He really won't even commit to the down because of the leash. Nope. Come. Come here. So he may end up spending the next hour or so, honestly, running around with the leash on it, where he doesn't really have a choice to do so, and he'll just get used to it being there. It may spook him out for a little bit, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get through it. His body language is pretty tense right now, almost to the point where he's even nervous and shaking, but I think as he gets understanding of what it is, and that it's not the end of the world and it's evil, it may just be smell. It's a new leash. I don't know what it could be, but you know, ultimately you just have to work with what you get, and he'll figure it out, and we'll keep progressing until we can do the heel command with the leash. Come on. He's real tepid about it, it's for sure. Okay. So we just spent, what, maybe 20 minutes with him on the leash. He's not totally cool with it, but just making him wear it, throwing hot dogs out on the ground, making him kind of chase after it. Sit down. So he's gotten to get more used to the leash being there all the time. It's just not a deadly weapon. It's not a snake trying to eat him. So now that we've got that a little bit, he's not super sure about it. He's not doing his heel as well as he would off leash, but he's starting to be more encouraged to do so. So here we go with the heel with the leash. I'm not going to put any neck pressure on him, obviously, because we're working through him just getting used to it. Come on. So just encouraging to move forward. Good boy. Come on. Come on. Heel. Good boy. Let him forget about the leash. Let him work. I switched over to cheese, so he's got a little bit more to work on. It's a bigger piece. I'm holding it firm, letting him nibble at it and having to work. Mine's off the leash. No neck pressure. Basically, when I start working this, I'll keep the leash across my legs, which will encourage good body position. And we'll just start working this every night on the leash. Sit down, sit. So now some of those basics are gonna come back to him. He'll start to forget that this thing's even here. And we'll just start continuing our training just like we were. I'll start to talk about, once he gets more comfortable with the leash, about neck pressure, leading him a little bit more, eventually moving into a correction on the leash. So again, the basics of our heel, keeping our hands above our knees, eyes focused on us, left foot forward, heel. And he's right back to kind of where he was before. Off the leash. Sit. Sit. Yes, good boy. So that's pretty much where you want to be on leash. And then you can just start picking up everything that you were doing before. With the teardrop, you can start to encourage him to come. And this is where I would add pressure if he was more willing of the leash right now. Let's go. Come on. Come. Sit. And that's where I would start to add pressure, pulling him just a little bit. Eventually I'm going to move him over to a prong, which will allow me to provide a little bit more pressure and communicate with him with less tugging. And so from here we'll go, let's go. Come on. Heel. And right back into it. Now I'm going to start to put a little pressure on his neck to keep him in the front of me, just so he gets used to what that feels like. And then we'll start to also pick up our pace and make some changes with that. Come. Sit. Yes. So I'm going to use the leash when I'm pulling him in from the front to start bringing him in square to me and getting him closer and closer. So when I bring in for this come, I almost want him up on my feet. Sit. But square. Yes. Now more and more that we're working, he's getting less and less concerned about the leash. Let's go. Come on. Okay. Heel. It doesn't look great tonight, but we're starting to get the foundation with him having the leash on and being happy with it. Sit. Down. 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 A good down. Nope. Down. Nope. Down. Yes. So I'm trying to build some separation, trying to make sure. Nope. Down. Keeping him in that position until we let him go or change the command. I'm out of bait, so come here. Hey, sit. So the leash now can be used a little bit for encouragement. Heel. I don't have any bait, so he probably, heel. Come on. Come on. Sit. Yes. Down. Good. So just trying to build that he's completed the command, he's holding the command. And eventually we'll start to add a punishment in for a dog that understands, but at this age, incorporating a punishment is just going to create more fear and tension between the two of you. So I want to keep it positive, but we will move into a correction at some point as the dog matures, typically through a prong, and that'll help to just, you can't always work with a ton of bait. I mean, it's just going to be inevitable that you're going to have to work with a correction at some point, especially when you get into your long downs where you're away from the dog's down. You'll have to be able to communicate the dog when it breaks that command and you can't be there. But when you do have it on leash, an e-collar or a prong collar on leash is probably going to be your best bet. And then, just keep working on changing it up, keeping the leash in front of you. Nice short leash. Obviously, if you have a longer leash, you're going to have to ball it up somehow to keep it from dragging around. Knee at your hand. And tomorrow night should look a lot better, should be a little cleaner and give a better picture. But for tonight, we'll take what we can get and we'll stay with that. Good boy.